COVID-19 and Parkinsonism, or Parkinsonism and viruses. This is kind of maybe not a vision, but it is. I've certainly had visions most of my life. And a prophet said to me that in 200 years, I would save the lives of millions of children. God, I suppose if the planet lasts another 10,000 years, well, what's 200 years? It's not a big deal. But I had made a mistake in my research. All along, I thought that my Parkinsonism was unique only to me. That my disease was from canola oil and chemicals, all of which is true, passing genetically to people who are poisoned, to their offspring, such as me, and would have my disease. But I didn't realize that virus can poison you in the same way and cause the same symptoms of my Parkinsonism disease. And it isn't just from chemicals. Now, I did research for 36 years living in a gas mask in viruses because my immune system was dangerously low T and B cell function. So I thought that was just me. I didn't realize why I didn't even understand why I was still alive, quite frankly, because I thought my research was over and it's time for me to die and get off this planet. But now with COVID-19, there's long-term chronic illness. And it's only just begun. This is December 23rd, 2020. And it's already mutating. And the long-term effects, well, I will be long gone when the full research comes out. And they won't be able to keep covering this disease up because it's been around for hundreds of years. Originally, Parkinsonism was called cheminosis, and it was diagnosed in 1775. 1775 by King Charles II, who funded research with the Royal Society of Scientists at Oxford, England. Imagine that. And nobody connected the dots. Anyway, I think this is kind of going to be my final, I hope, information that once you're poisoned, you cannot reverse the damage, but you can control it, and it can be prevented. Now, up to that point, everything I have on my YouTube and webpage, which I will post. There is a free website, which I hope will survive me. Facebook, of course, will not survive. They will delete me like I didn't exist. But it's there now. And I'm also on LinkedIn, but I didn't really find LinkedIn very useful. They are business people, but they're certainly not into health. It's all about money. And my position is I've been rich and I've been poor, and poor sucks. If I had gotten the proper medical help that the people are not going to get, okay, they're going to be like me, I could have made, I was making a great deal of money, not just for myself, but for hundreds and thousands of other people. I was a moneymaker. So making us sick and destroying our lives so that we cannot work is not smart business. But I've never been able to convince anybody of that. And victims, they were everywhere. And I did mail thousands of letters to Canadian authorities. But truthfully, the help I got were from Americans, and that's all in my biography. The only change that I have to change, of course, that I have to add is that I was upset with Dr. Oz, and I did send a letter directly to him with his name to the hospital that he worked out of as a surgeon to please stop promoting canola. And I'm happy to say he's never promoted canola oil since. And so if any of my research says that I'm upset with him, I take that back. He has since done that. And there's many other doctors out there who now, at least I was able to get that much out there. But I had a great deal of support from all kinds of American agencies in the United States, England, and Prince Charles. Yes, Prince Charles. Terribly maligned by media. He's a human being. He's made mistakes. But when it comes to health, he has always wanted what was the best for everyone and the next generation. And he was right about organic food. 100% right. I didn't find out until 2 years ago, after all the research I've done, that I was eating pesticides. I knew I didn't have the right to know what the hell's in my food in Canada, but I didn't know until, thank God for Facebook. I'll say that much for Zuckerberg, as much as he pisses me off, and yes, he does, for personal reasons that I won't go into, but Facebook friend in the United States in Tennessee sent me information about Roundup, and it was being banned in the United States, and it was in Quaker Oats, and I was eating porridge every day. So here I am trying to detox and get well, and I did. I did succeed. Okay, I did reverse my disease 100%. I literally went from death to dancing, crippled to skiing, and I was perfect at 72 years of age. And I started to cripple in 1947 at the age of 6. But what I didn't know was that I was systemically, continuously being poisoned. And then a genetic problem in my mother passed to me parasitical fat cell tumors. And mine is huge. It's so huge. It's just unbelievable how huge. If you can see, this is the tumor leg, and that's my other leg. This one is almost twice the size. It's a parasitical fat tumor, and that is genetic. Now, my mother was lucky. Her fat cell tumors were on the surface, and so a doctor would cut them off. Mine is growing inside a muscle, feeding off a main artery, so it cannot be operated on. And if a cancer specialist had dared to do a biopsy, I would have died within 10 seconds and bled out. So I have no doctor. I have a specialist that is on call since 2015. That's 5 years ago. Dr. Sadie, if that tumor ever paralyzes me again. But there's nothing anyone can do. Non-invasive surgery is not available in North America. It is in Israel, but not here. But 200 years from now, that will be available. What they need to do is cut off the tumor from feeding the main artery, cauterize it. But that can't be done because of where it sits. It's not on the surface, it's inside the muscle. So I don't know which is going to kill me first, the Parkinsonism, COVID, or the tumor, but anyway. I'm not looking forward to being alive, and I don't want to be depressive because, you know, if you read my biography, I've had an amazing life, and I've done amazing things with my very sick body and sick brain. I mean, I couldn't read I was brilliant, genius. I was actually a genius. And I lost all memory, and I couldn't read and write, and I reversed it with OKRA. Now, I've been on OKRA since 1995 and it stopped working. But that part of my brain isn't damaged anymore. It's been healed. So I do have memory and total recall. And I can read science and biochemistry quite comfortably. And I did it by relearning online. So thank you, Google. And thank you, YouTube. Although I'm also upset with the founders of YouTube for stopping us from doing a lot of things that we used to do in 2013. They took away many of our things, and so now you've got Instagram and all these other companies because YouTube won't allow us to do the things. They used to let us download music and all sorts of stuff. Anyway, I'm getting off track, but yes, my diet for disease control does work. And my mask, my COVID-19 mask, will work to prevent 100%. But you are going to have to live a different lifestyle because the cows are out of the barn and there's no shutting the door. The mutation, thanks to China, is everywhere now. There is no country that's safe, no hospital that's safe. It is always going to be here. They will develop vaccines and we'll have to get them every year. But even with that, you're going to have to learn to live differently. Which frankly I had to do because every time I went out I risked my life. Not just from chemical poisoning and gas, oil and diesel and all of the above. And smoke and you name it. But people carrying a simple cold virus caused me within 3 hours to get a lung infection. That's how low my T and B cell function are. And I managed to get off antibiotics. I was on them 5 times a year because of it. And I did it with coated garlic pills. So I've learned a lot. But I've no one to share it with. Anyway, I just wanted to update. Parkinsonism is not just going to be caused by canola oil and chemicals. It is also caused by virus. And God help the children. I live for them. They are the hope. They are the future. And I pray they will make a better world than the one we did. Because we had it all. And we were so selfish, self-absorbed, and stupid. Deaf, dumb, blind, and stupid. Yep. That's the boomer generation. Take a good look what you created, people. Too bad. Anyway, I know this isn't really good news, but if I can survive since 1947 with this disease, there is hope. Maybe not for me. I don't think I'm ever going to dance or ski again. I'm too far gone. I haven't been able to pull out of the attack since May. But, and I don't know what's triggering it. I think it's where I'm living, the apartment. I keep smelling fumes from the laundromat and from traffic outside, and I've sealed it as much as we can. But anyway, I'm not in pain. That's the good news. God bless. Over and out.